it's a funny inner drive, you know. I mean, that's driven me my whole life. You know, when I had a design business, you know, to be the best design office I could have and the best clients. And so, yeah, in my, you know, respective years I have left to really perfect, you know, me as a fine artist, yeah, there's guys that are way ahead of me that started early, you know, but that's just life. But there, you know, it's that proverbial carrot out in front. And you know it's going to be, you know, your next painting is going to be better. To achieve, for me, it's just beautiful work, you know, really beautiful, got all these descriptors of what it is. Beautiful, meaningful, just not another pretty painting, you know, something moving. That there's that saying that you want somebody to walk into a gallery and you know, it's something about they don't need it but they have to have it, kind of thing. That kind of pull, like if you can do something so moving and powerful that just speaks to somebody, and to be able to do that you know, on a fairly regular basis, yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. And you do it for yourself, but if it moves you, it's going to move other people. I grew up in an artistic family. It was a natural type of thing. Always drew and paint like every kid, but you know, you do it and you kind of realize, like, God, I'm kind of good at this. And there was a time where I didn't recognize that it was kind of like not the fashionable thing to do. I was playing football and doing other things that were cooler and maybe more macho. And then when it came time to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, what am I good at? You know, and I was good at drawing and painting. So I first went pursuing a illustration degree, and then ended up doing graphic design, which was the right thing to do because that allowed me to build a company and work in Los Angeles and eventually have, yeah, my company with great clients and all that. That ran its course, and you know, you kind of get back to your fundamentals, which is drawing and painting, and that's the short version. God, my artistic technique. I think a lot of it comes from having a design background, to be mindful and thoughtful of, you know, what you're doing. If you're doing a painting, you know, what is the purpose? What is the story that you're trying to tell in that painting? What's your point of view? You know, do you have good values, dark and light? You know, yeah, technique is thick paint and have some emotion to it. It'd be easy to say nature, since I do landscapes, and that probably is, yeah, that probably is the answer, as corny as that might sound. You have heroes, you know, dead guys and current painters that are inspiring to look at, and when you see one of their paintings or how they lay down paint, you know, it's just, there's something really visceral about it. And yeah, I am drawn to thicker paint, you know, people that have that one stroke and they leave it, you know, and you just see the energy of that individual. And that's inspiring. It's inspiring to chase that in your own work. And then again, to have something that is alive, even though it's a static 2D picture, there's still energy and movement and a story and all that. Story in the sense that, you know, why would somebody want to have this painting? Why would they want to pay good money and hang it on their wall? You know, that they could look at it and sort of daydream and think about being in that summer field or a moment in time. It speaks individually, I think, to each person that looks at it. Some people might not get it, and that's fine too, you know, but the person that it means something to, or I don't know, when they bought it, the experience, where they were, you know, that type of thing. Something moving, but you know, it's not a story in the sense that people that do, you know, they have a story. They're depicting this moment in time, and here are the people fleeing the fire or whatever. It's not that type of story. It's I guess, a more personal, daydreamy type of story. This one, you know, this even started with this. I mean, that's kind of what that was. You know, at one time it looked like this. And then, but the more I got into it, and these shapes were kind of repetitive, like, you know, you don't want to have things be equal. You want to have a nice division of proportions. So as I started doing this, I wanted to break up, you know, this area here more, and I didn't have these trees in the background. I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool. What if I ghost back some other eucalyptus, another grove? And, I'm trying to have this isn't finished, by the way, I'm still working on it, but, how do you bring some tonality and light to it? But that's kind of it. It evolves. It definitely evolves, and that's the beauty of it. When I talked about a painting grabbing you, and you still wanting to see what's there, it's really probably the coolest thing to, I don't know, you got to back up every once in a while and take a look, because if you're right on top of it, you don't really see the forest through the trees, but it's so cool to see them kind of just take their own. The mood on this one is, I wanted it gray. I didn't want to have the only bright colors that are going to be pure. Like if you look at these colors here, and this is a mess right now, but look how pure that yellow, these things right out of the tube. I don't think I'm going to go that strong with that, but I do want the brightest, warmest color to be kind of here to kind of draw your eye, and then that might sparkle down this waterway. I want to have this afternoon light hitting higher up here on these branches, and as it fades down, it gets darker and cooler, as it would in nature and shadows. I'm pretty far along with it. I'm fairly happy with it. If anything, I might make it darker up here to push this contrast more, but it's always a delicate dance and balance with your colors harmonizing. So if I do that, yeah, you have to be really sensitive to it. Otherwise it'll look kind of clumsy. Like this is something that was just blocked in, and it's really harsh, nothing, it was just, I don't know where that was going, but it stopped here. Maybe someday that'll reappear. But chances of it getting completely changing from this point, I think I'm kind of honed in, focused in on what this is going to be at this point, and see that through. Yeah, well, this studio is by far not my ideal studio. It's great because the lighting it's basically a porch that's all glassed in, so the light's great. It's a little cold sometimes in winter, it gets a little hot in the summer, because that's it, it's a porch. But for the present time, it's my cover and where all my tools are and everything. When I go out, it's a whole different, lug a big easel or big paintings like this. They're small, they're 8x10s, and you have very portable, lighters, better, all that. And it's wherever you travel. So I just came back not just came back, but I was in, the last big painting trip was in Maine for 7 days, and we caught some bad weather. That's the other thing about studio versus outside, is that you always need to contend with the weather. And my worst nemesis is sunny, cloudy, those kind of days where you start in on a sunny painting and you're doing shadows, and then all of a sudden those clouds roll in and completely changes everything you've done. So you start chasing the cloudy, dreary day, and then the sun comes back out again. So it's a different kind of thing. And when you're out there, I have a friend who paints outside, but he'll still paint out of his head when he's outside. He'll just make up his own thing, he'll kind of use the forms, and it's cool, and he does beautiful work, and maybe someday that's how I will approach outdoor painting. But usually right now when I'm outside, I try to be faithful to what's there and to record the colors the way I see them, and, move things where I have to, but pretty much, I'm using that. I think the favorite part is when you've turned the corner. Like at the beginning, you're kind of blocking it in, and maybe, you're not feeling it, but you're still going, and sometimes you just put it away and come back to it the next day or whatever. But when I say turn the corner, that all of a sudden you see it becoming a good painting. It's like, wow, that's this, this one stroke or this color against that color, it starts to come to life. And when that continues on, and at the end you have a really beautiful painting, that's a great, that part of the process is great. Success, when you see that coming out of your efforts. When you're just slugging away and it's just, not happening, that's when, you shelve them or you move on. But you can never be fearful of destroying something. You think, great, and then, God, what if I do this? You still have to take that chance at ruining what you are feeling is great. You still have to, if you stop and you just stay safe, then you'll never grow. So it's just that, again, it's that gamble, but that,